McConnell Dowell is a very diverse engineering and construction company, and when I say diverse, I mean diverse in a very broad sense. You know, we've got geographical diversity, work in Australia, New Zealand, the Pacific Islands, and in several countries in Southeast Asia. And we work in a number of sectors as well. We're not a singular sector type organisation. McConnell Dowell is a rapidly growing organisation. You know, we've tripled in size over the last 3 or 4 years. And the demand that places upon leadership is immense. So when I look upon project leaders, regional leaders, business unit leaders and executive leaders, we have never ever had such a demand for leadership in our organisation in its history.
We started back in 2019, sitting down with the executive team and those executive leaders to really, and that's one of the MBS's core sort of ways to work, is really understanding the context of the organisation. So we sat with the group CEO, the executive team, one-on-one for up to an hour, just really understanding where the business is, where it wants to be.
Well, I think the number one is the feedback that we get from participants, and many describe it as a game-changing experience that they've had. The senior leadership program is in 3 two-day blocks, and people come in and go through a series of modules, working on the business, leading themselves, leading the organisation, leading teams. The operational program's a 1-week intensive residential program. When I go and interact with the participants on those programs, there's a sense of they're often pretty exhausted. They've gone through a really intense process, but a real sense of euphoria, a real sense that this is game-changing for them in the way that they work, will be game-changing for their teams and game-changing for the business.
So a lot of the course is helping us prepare for change and giving us tools to enable us to move with the times, which is really important with growing together and the speed that the company is still proposing to grow at for the next wee while.
I've met people that in my usual line of work I wouldn't have the opportunity to meet. Sharing stories, sharing learnings, but also then forging connections that we can actually take back to work with us. And through this, we've created a working group out of a few like-minded individuals that we've come across through sharing our adaptive challenges, where we can actually see ways we can help each other overcome those challenges in the workplace.
I think this is the 3rd cohort that has gone through. So we're all speaking the same language within 4 different business units, and that within itself has massive value. It makes you strive and get out of your comfort zone as a leader. The 2 main lecturers that we have interface with really challenge you in your thinking and get you to step outside and come up with different scenarios and solutions to our adaptive challenges.
I think one thing is knowing what needs to be done, and the other thing is teaching someone else to also know what needs to be done. I think that's been really a good experience on the Melbourne Business School, the Operational Leadership Program, because what they've given us is not only the theory and the fluff around leadership, but also some practical skills.
This is about me connecting with other humans and really sort of building that network. That's what's going to sort of see you continue to move through the program and the organisation. A series of programs that started at a senior leadership level 5 years ago has now moved into another whole level of cohort with the operational leaders. That's a testament. You don't keep doing something if it's not adding value.
Well, we can recruit from the outside, but there's nothing more pleasurable and satisfying than developing within. And so everyone we bring into the organisation, we want to use all the tools available to us to develop our leaders. The Melbourne Business School is one of those tools. It's an ingredient in the mix.